highlight for our game.
All right, Storm fans, we want to thank you for being patient with us tonight. We've had a lot of technical difficulties so far trying to get this started, but as you can see, yet again, this week we do not have Coach Thomas with us. First up, we have big number 44, Connor Davis. Most of you guys probably remember him from a couple months back he was on. Connor, how are you feeling tonight?
I'm feeling good. It's always a nice chance when we get to come here kind of on Wednesdays as a team, get some dinner, have a chance to talk, do the podcast. So, I'm feeling good. I'm excited to hang out with the team and have some food.
Absolutely. We do want to give a big shout out again to Dodge City Brewing for allowing us to be here every Wednesday. Having great partnerships and sponsors like this is what makes this worth doing. Connor, we are now 8 weeks in, 4-4. How do you feel the season's gone for you as a player and then as a team so far?
Well, shoot, to be honest, as a player, I really don't think about it much. I kind of just, take it week by week. And the only thing that really matters to me, is how we do as a team, and winning at the end of the day. So as a player, I'm already on to this week. Day after, I evaluate the game, see how I did, see what I can correct. At this point, it's all about Washington. Now as a team, it's tough. Like I said, it's 4-4. 3 of those, though, have been, I think, what combined total of 9 points. So it's always tough when you lose that many close games. But it's just about kind of keeping focus and kind of understanding that, that's really the difference here. With that close, kind of really breaking it and being able to kind of handle business these last 2 weeks and try to make a run happen here going to the playoffs.
Absolutely. You remind me of an old coach that retired within the last couple of years. You remind me of Bill Belichick. We're on to Cincinnati, but
oh yeah,
instead of Cincinnati, we are on to Washington. So as as you said, kind of move on. We go 4-4. We had 3 very, very tough losses: a 3-point loss, a 2-point loss, and a 4-point loss. I don't know if in your career if you've been in that many close games in 1 year.
I think there was a bit of a stretch when I was in college. We kind of did that, so, I've been there before, and it's tough. I mean, really, the way I've always looked at it is all you can ask for as a team is to be in a position in the fourth quarter, to win the ball game. That's really all you can look to do each week, especially against competitive teams. At the end of the day, there's a saying, they get paid too.
Yeah.
So, they're showing up, they get paid as well. They're also every week it's a highly skilled team, and anybody can really win it each week. If we're not ready to get in business, so it's really just continuing to move forward, continuing to do what we do, and try to turn all those close games into close wins from here on out.
If you did just see the camera move, I promise you we did not have an earthquake. We had somebody knocking on the table, which is fine. Can you kind of tell me, I know that you have a really good relationship with a lot of these guys on the team. One guy that I know you're pretty close with is our kicker, number 15, Dylan Burkhardt.
Yeah, Dylan's a great guy, man. Good kicker, he's a better dude.
Yeah, there's a video of you picking him up and hugging him after the Salina game. And then this week he does something that he has never done in his career and hits a deuce. What is the excitement from you as a teammate on seeing one of your teammates do something they've never done in their career?
I mean, I was ecstatic, especially he's been so close. Even in practice, we've seen him just right there constantly. And he's been doing a heck of a job kicking the ball in the past couple of weeks, and we kind of knew he was right there. We were trying to wait for it to happen. So now that he had a chance to get it done, especially in a big game and during a live game, I couldn't have been more happy for him. And I'm now excited for him to knock out a couple more here in the next 2 weeks, hopefully.
Coach Thomas and I talked a couple of weeks ago. We were hoping it was going to come at home, but unfortunately it didn't. But still, just absolutely awesome to be a part of, awesome to see from the sidelines. And I think the thing that I took away from that moment as a team was that everybody ran out of or off the bench onto the field to congratulate him.
Oh yeah.
That's something that just signifies you can kick it hard, you can kick it far, and you got to be pretty accurate to hit something that's only 9 feet wide and about 58 yards away.
Yeah, and I don't know if a lot of people realize, like you said, it's only 9 feet. These things are narrow. You know, I mean, I remember, this is when I first had a chance to see it from an outdoor ball. I was like, I don't know how, anybody can do this, going from, 30 yards out, something like that, we start getting some deeper kicks. Just hitting that from, all the way across the field on a kickoff, like, that's no easy task.
And which also signifies why not a lot of teams take field goals.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough job, especially anything, like I said, outside of 15, 20 yards, you start getting some of these longer kicks, and to be that accurate as well, it's a tough job for anybody, but I think we got a kicker right now that, if we're on the 25-yard line, I have full faith that, he's going to get the job done and win the game for us when it comes down to that.
Absolutely. We see him every day at practice, from 35 plus yards out. Like you, I would feel confident with putting him up against any situation to just, game's on the line. We need 3 points. Here you go. Let's line up. Well, I was hoping we'd get a couple of questions in there for you in our comments, but we don't have any questions. If you have questions and they come up as you're watching this, don't forget you're more than welcome to comment them in. Even if Connor's not on, we'll send somebody to go ask him the question, and he might come back on and answer it himself. We do have Coach Thomas coming on here shortly that you can ask questions to him as well. But right now, we're going to bring on another guest who's been begging and begging and begging to be on. But before I drop you off, Connor, what do you have to say to the fans about coming out for our 5 o'clock kickoff Saturday night?
It's the last home game. I think we have a special event this week. It's agriculture night. So we've got a cool theme going on. I know I'm going to be wearing my hat to the game.
So I don't know if you heard this last week, guys, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I think we've got to come together as a team. Because Coach Thomas said he would wear a hat pregame.
Yeah.
If Coach Callahan and Coach Sheck would. Coach Sheck says he doesn't have one.
Hey, I got one for him to borrow. Might be a little big, but
see, I had one and I gave him the size. He said it's too small. Coach Callahan said all cowboy hats are too big. So I think maybe tomorrow I might bring mine and let Coach Callahan try it on.
Oh, yeah, that would be great. I'd love that. I'd love that.
See if we can.
But, I couldn't be more excited. The fans going out, this last home game, get one more win in front of kind of the hometown. It should be a great time.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Connor, appreciate having you on. We're going to go ahead and let you
right now. Appreciate it.
And we're going to bring on our next guest. But before we bring on the next guest, we do want to say that don't forget Saturday night, 5 o'clock kickoff. We do have our agriculture night that we are going to be celebrating. We have some pretty special games lined up coming up throughout timeouts and halftime. And so it's going to be a great time to celebrate really what built this whole area. Those that can barely see her, I might scoot her out just a little bit. There you go, right there. We have Miss Kennedy Thomas, who is Coach Gary Thomas's daughter, middle daughter, only daughter, middle kid. Kennedy, what has been your favorite part of the year so far?
My dad being the coach and going to the practices.
And why has that been your favorite part? I guess I'm getting a blank stare, so I guess that's an I don't know. So you have a special job every game there, right? And what is your job?
I give out water.
How do you like doing that? Is it fun? Is it boring?
It's good.
It's fun. So, Kennedy, what grade are you getting ready to go into?
I'm going to be in 3rd.
Okay, do you know who your teacher is next year? What school do you go to?
Ross Elementary.
Shout out to Ross Elementary for housing this young child. I can't see you. So tell us a little bit, what's your favorite food?
My favorite is...
Do you like pizza? Is that your favorite food?
Flavor blasted goldfish.
Flavor blasted goldfish is what we're being told. What is your favorite pop?
Dr.
Do you have anything special you want to tell all the Storm fans? Hey, can you repeat something for me? Can you say, "Hey, Storm fans"?
Hey, Storm.
There's a storm brewing.
There's a storm brewing.
Good job. All right, I'm going to have you get off, and we're going to bring on the man of the hour. I do want to say we do see your comments. We did have one that tells we will make sure that this one gets out to Connor Davis, and we will tell the rest of the crew that they need to grind out this week. And we do see another comment in there. We will get to that one here shortly. Fans, don't forget, we will have a Q&A session and a session to bring up some of these comments with Coach Thomas. But, Coach, Wednesday night, we're here at the brewery like we are every week.
Yep.
How's this week going for you?
So far, so good. You never know. Around the AFL, you never know. Wait around 24 hours, and it's kind of like Kansas weather. They say if you don't like the weather, wait a little bit. But we're good. Things internally are good. We're low banged up. We're about as healthy as we could be expecting after playing 8 straight, and feel good about this one, and just excited to almost just to get it here. Back at home, and obviously, without travel, things are a lot more comfortable when you're at home, and hopefully we'll find playing on Saturday. Our last 2 have been Sunday games, so hopefully that equates to a bigger crowd, better crowd. But I also know it's mid-June, so people got a lot going on, and we're competing with the good weather and travel baseball and the lake and all the other stuff. So Storm fans, get there Saturday. Give us some noise and let Washington know what we're all about.
Yeah, absolutely. And those, again, our kickoff is at 5 o'clock. This is for our Agricultural Appreciation Night. Beck's Hybrids is sponsoring that. We do want to give them a big thank you and a big shout out. We also want to take a minute to remind you that we do have a lot of fun things lined up for timeouts during in between quarters, halftime, all of that. And if you show up, you have a chance to win some pretty cool prizes. We do have 50-50 drawings going on every week. We also have our tennis ball toss at halftime, sponsored by me, Lumberton. Pretty awesome prizes there.
Yeah. It's amazing to see all those tennis balls on the field, actually. And how quickly, honestly, they get them cleaned up, which is even more amazing.
That's what I think is probably the more astounding about it.
Right.
It's cleaned up within 2 minutes, probably.
Frank's on the live stream.
Yes, Frank is. We do want to say
shout out to Frank. I had to go introduce myself to Frank last time we were here. Frank,
real quick, we do want to give a big shout out to the big birthday boy. It is Vincent DeLeo II's birthday today. Not a clue how old he's turning. But we do want to say, Frank said section 112 will be rocking. It's going to be the section of the game. I am going to hold you to that, Frank. If it is not the section of the game, I do expect a reason as to why. But we do appreciate fans like that. Hey, Vince, how old are you today?
26.
Vince is 26. Storm fans, drop a like, drop a happy birthday wish.
Yes, sir.
Hey, show up on camera real quick. So,
Drop a like, follow.
Yeah, drop a like or follow. Vince, since we have you on real quick, how have you felt the season's gone?
Got some ups and downs. Feel like got some games obviously we should have won early, but I feel like we're in a great position to finish it out at the end of the season. So that's what we're gonna go do.
Hey, you want to help us wish him a happy birthday? It is Tatum Cordero's birthday.
Today is your birthday. Happy birthday.
Yep. So you guys are birthday twins.
Birthday buddies. Birthday buddies.
But hey, what do you want to tell Storm fans about coming out Saturday night?
Fill the stands. It's our last home game. It's gonna be a great one. We're gonna put on a show like we always do.
Well, you heard it. There you go. Appreciate you, Vince.
Vince is the best running back that won't admit that he's a running back, that he's really a running back, and absolutely is tearing this league up.
I think somebody that wrote the Storm article, not sure who wrote the Storm article this week, but they they did say that he's making his claim to be the best two-way player in the league, and continues to do it.
I mean, honestly, can't argue with it. I mean, he had almost 100-yard rushing on Saturday down in Texas, and I mean, probably could have if we hadn't had so many big plays in the passing game. But Vince is a good football player, and honestly should be playing outdoor football somewhere.
I 100% agree. I know we don't like bringing up losses necessarily, but I think there was a lot of good things that came out of Saturday night's game that we saw. You talked about the running game. The passing game was in really pretty good shape. So kind of tell us stepping back from having time to look at the film, what can you kind of give us as your synopsis of what we did good Saturday?
Honestly, we did a lot well. I think what goes unnoticed a little bit is West Texas is arguably one of the top teams in the league. They gave Albany all they could handle twice. Honestly, should have beat them 2 different times. I know, again, we've mentioned this before, but, people, when you look at our schedule, your eyes immediately go to the Albany loss. And, we talked about that before on, what contributed to us being just so dysfunctional that day. And, I think taking away from the loss, I think we proved that we can play with anybody in the league. I don't think the average fan realizes the discrepancy in the payroll and the discrepancy in small market versus big market, but athlete for athlete, and honestly, coach for coach, I feel as good about our squad as anybody else in the league. So there was a lot to take away. I mean, we threw the ball well. We created big plays, which in this league you have to. We ran the ball almost at will. I wish I had one timeout left at the end, and I wish I had about 8 more seconds on the clock because we probably would have ran the football in and would have walked away with a win. But it is what it is. But don't get me started on the officiating. And
we're gonna cut that. We're gonna cut that out right there.
I got video evidence if anybody wants to see it. But the truth is, we played well. We played well enough to win. We just didn't win. So. We've got to take the goods from that. We've got to also take the bads from it and make sure that we can, be a better football team because of it. That old saying, either win or you learn. Right now we're 9 points from being 7-1. I mean, we have the smallest margin of defeat of any team in the league, literally being in first place. So we've got to control the things, and this is coach speak, but we got to control the things that we can control. We got to be a better football team down the stretch here, and it's going to be, it's going to be a grind. These last 2 weeks, we are factually now the only team in the league that's played 8 straight football games, and we will, before it's all over, we will play 10 straight football games. We're the only team in the league that's played 10 football games. And that's not an excuse. That's not for us. That's a kind of a pat on the back to our team and their resilience and how healthy we've stayed and how hard we work and the resilience of the group. So, we've got two more battles ahead of us. Obviously statistically everybody knows how big the Nashville game will be for us, but I told the guys that, hey, you guys don't worry about Nashville. If you don't beat Washington, Nashville doesn't matter. So. And if you look at how the Washington games have played out, their defense is pretty good. They've done some things in the special teams game and the offensive game that have just put their defense in a no-win situation at times. But they're, I said, do you want to roll the dice? I told the team. I said, do you want to roll the dice? They don't come in here and catch fire. And all of a sudden they start playing catch and figured out a way to protect the quarterback and all those kind of things. If you look statistically at their last 2 losses, it wasn't because of the defense. And I know the score says that it was, but it wasn't. I mean, their average starting position of the offense was midfield, and the defense was pretty much, think Billings had 3 or 4 possessions that started inside the 10-yard line. So this
That is not a
will,
recipe for success.
no, and this will be a battle, and it'll be a battle if we let it be a battle. But we've just got to continue to be us. This game is not about Washington at all, and that's the misconception about a lot of games. This game is about Southwest Kansas and us doing the things that we're supposed to do and that we're capable of doing, and just being a better version of ourselves than we were yesterday, being a better version of ourselves than we were last week, and continuing, down the path of building a football team, and hopefully at the end you're sitting there and you feel good about where you're at with a chance to get hot in the postseason and get healthy in the postseason and make a run at the whole thing.
I could not disagree. I couldn't agree more, I should say.
Wow, where are we going now?
I couldn't disagree more. But no, I think like you said, at the end of the day, what's going to control this game is whether we can make special teams count, and if we can make Washington put themselves in the back.
Correct.
You kind of went ahead and hit the nail on the head with going ahead and taking over the next segment of what do you think about Washington?
I apologize. If I had got these list of questions emailed to me earlier, this would go a lot smoother, but
I'm going to leave that one alone because I can go down a really bad path. So we're going to go ahead and move into the Q&A session. We are going to go ahead and pop Frank back up.
let's do it.
See the profile picture. I'm a fan of the game every time I'm there. So we do appreciate.
Frank was on, so I listened to Coach O'Neill's Coach O's show too. I like to at least stay informed on what's going on in the league and just get different coaches' takes, and I got a lot of respect for Coach O'Neill. I think he's honestly one of the best football coaches that's anywhere. And I know Frank was one of the questions there. He had I think he got something free, maybe some free tickets to the game or something like that. But I'm glad Frank is partaking in ours. Like I said, I had to go introduce myself to him the other day, and we need to keep our fans engaged. And Frank, when we talked, he said, I just want to have a good football team here, and that should be the expectation. And hopefully, I don't think he's any different than a lot of fans in that they want to come watch a good product, and we're busting our butts to try to deliver that, and hopefully we'll.
I hope we get more fans here Saturday than we have all year, so they can see the product that we are able to put out there. We had a fun.
The one on the bottom is my mom.
Oh, hey.
Hi, Mom.
She is from San Pedro. I'm assuming that's California still.
Yes, and it's San Pedro, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Mr. Tate Cordero commented again, asking if we could sing him happy birthday. I think I'm going to pass because I don't think anybody who wants to hear. I don't know what your singing voice is like, but if it's like I imagine it is, nobody wants to hear either one.
Yeah, I not to steal the line from Step Brothers, but I am not a combination of Fergie and Jesus. Nobody wants to hear me sing. Literally, nobody.
And then we have a question that I think coming up that I think everybody really wants to know, but not a lot of people want to ask. Are the Storm going to be in the AFL next season? If not, where will they go? I think that question is loaded. One.
That's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah. Two. I think it depends, honestly, if the AFL's here next year.
Yeah, I would answer your question honestly if I had any idea or any inkling of what could possibly. I can't even begin to go down that road. I think it'll depend a lot on what the AFL has to offer. Where our owners are at with everything. I mean, it'll depend on what's best, obviously, for the franchise moving forward. And everything included, from payrolls to corporate sponsors to travel to there's a lot to unpack there, and like I said,
I can tell you.
I got no secrets. I would tell you if I knew, but I don't.
I can tell you from the conversation I've had with our ownership and leadership groups that they've taken all that into consideration.
I'm sure.
Corporate,
like any good business person, you have to. I mean,
what corporate sponsorships have been here in the past? Which ones do they think they'll have, or which ones are already re-up for next year? What's the travel going to be like? And they kind of got to look at what other teams are there.
Correct.
And the closest game is 12 hours away. It makes no financial sense.
Yeah, there's no geographic ties. It just, you're just going to bleed money, and that's just the truth of it.
So there's a lot of things going into that.
Kai Myers is on for Ozone Roofing.
And says his son, Kyrie, wants to say hi, Gary.
Hi, Kyrie. You probably just got out of the pool. Kyrie's got it good. He might have the best 5-year-old life of anyone I've ever known.
I would agree. But it looks like that is all for the comments, and that's probably going to be all for the Q&A session. As always, Storm fans, make sure you check us out in person. It's going to be the last time to check us out in person this year. This Saturday night, 5 p.m. kickoff. If you're not able to make it, it will be on YouTube. I got all that information today, actually.
Good.
So we'll be on YouTube. Also, Ag Appreciation Night, wear your cowboy hats. We are still trying to get Coach Sheck and Coach Callahan into one, so that way we can all see Coach Thomas at one. Hey, we have, this one's going to be awesome. Ozone Roofing, big shout out to them, is going to donate 100 tickets. That is going to be awesome. We agree. We want to see the house absolutely packed. We want to see. We want to hear a very loud crowd. We want to see.
Except when we're on offense.
Yeah. When we're on offense, quiet, offensive work. We also want to see our Storm players get into that Ozone block.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, I'd say it's free advertising, but it's not. You have to buy it. But
Yeah.
Ozone Roofing.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of storms lately.
Yeah.
Have somebody come inspect your roof.
Yeah. Last night's storm was wild.
Yeah,
At
it was
practice,
wild.
when the tornado warning goes off, have to go hide in the bathrooms and locker rooms. I can say that's a first for me.
Yeah, and we didn't really get the alert. That was the weirder part is someone had to call us until there was actually an alert. We were in there practicing. So yes, we spent some time in the locker rooms in the bathroom, and it is what it is.
But like I said, 5 o'clock kickoff. Doors open at 4. If there is I'm not positive if there's maybe you do. Not positive if there's a tailgate.
I'm going to use it last time. So.
If there is, we will post it out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, or I guess X and Instagram. But as always, Storm fans, we absolutely love to see you here for our final home game. This one's going to be it's a big one. Any final words, Coach?
No, we're yes. I would say no,
Yeah,
but then I talk. We're just understand we're busting our butts to put a good product out there, and we're just close. We're within striking distance of I think being one of the top products that's out there. We just got to have a little bit of combination of staying healthy and matchups are important too, but and obviously a little bit of luck. But from a home venue standpoint, the crowds have no idea of how big of a part they can actually play in the outcome of football games, and we'll take all the help we can get when we're at home. And come out and check us out, and I think you'll like what you see.
And I'd go on to say that I don't know if a lot of the fans understand that we have one of the nicer venues in the league.
Really, honestly, I've been to a lot of them now, and honestly, United Wireless is a top-notch facility. I don't care where you go. I don't care where you say you're from, and how much it costs. United Wireless Arena in Dodge City, Kansas is a phenomenal venue with the casino, with the hotel. It's an awesome place to play, and we're pretty proud of it.
Absolutely worth. If you haven't been to a game, absolutely worth coming out to. But I guess those are your final words, unless you have more final words.
I got nothing.
All right. Well, Storm fans, as always, keep in mind there's a storm brewing.
Always.